Hey guys, Adam aka CS Radical here, and thank you for checking out this episode of the VCR Podcast. For more content, you can visit our Instagram at vcr.podcast. If you are looking for a video version of this podcast, you can visit my YouTube channel at CS Radical. And if you are coming from the YouTube channel looking for an audio version of the podcast, you can check us out at anchor.fm/VCR Podcast for all available platforms. Thanks for checking us out, guys, and let's get on with the show.
You have entered the realm of the VCR Podcast with your host, Vish,
They're just bastardizing our childhood and the classics.
Chris,
Nintendogs drove me. It's what makes me want to hurt people.
Radical.
People in general still bitch about everything. It still doesn't change.
Let the podcast begin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the VCR Podcast, the only podcast that predates itself from the moment the title is spoken. Adam, aka CS Radical, here with you guys. Jen and Chris here. Views Vishal's here, and it's totally not been like an hour since we tried to start recording.
There was no technical issues whatsoever.
No, there's not a weird thing going on where if I actually put video on Discord, it just makes my voice sound like I'm RoboCop. Apparently.
No, not RoboCop.
Better alive.
You're R2D2 today.
Well, I'm not even going to try to do the voice because I'm just going to butcher the shit out of that, so let's not.
How do you butcher R2D2? People.
Because that's not R2D2.
Literally like that. That's how you butcher it.
That's literally not R2. So thank you for pissing off all of Star Wars fans. So
I'm mad.
Sorry, Star Wars fans. May the Force be with you and live long and prosper.
Well, there's the bingo card for the day. So I guess we're starting off really well as we usually do. So
Yeah, boys.
as we normally do, we kick off this podcast talking about what we've been up to lately. So I figure since I don't want to fucking talk to anything anymore, I won't start. So, Chris, you can go off on this one. So you start us off with whatever stupid shit you've been doing that hasn't been making you upset in the last hour.
All right. So the first thing that I ended up playing since our last podcast was actually finishing off Uncharted 3. And I can't lie, I was very surprised by this, and very rarely does this happen, but it was actually like a little, I don't want to say emotional because it's not like I sat there crying because it obviously I didn't, but it actually brought back a lot of nostalgia and a lot of stuff having to do with, I guess, my gaming history and stuff like that. And reason being is because I built my PC back in 2013 in like March, I think it was, and then I hit the first Steam summer sale, and obviously that was the end of my life from there. But I still had a PS3, and I had not touched it since February, where the last game I had played was Infamous 2, and I had actually thought that was the last game I played on PS3. And it wasn't until last week's podcast when I was mentioning that I was going to give Uncharted 3 a try again, because I remember trying it, that Vishal, you reminded me that that's actually something you bought me back in like 2013.
Yep.
And as I was playing and started going through it, I started to remember a bunch of things. First, Vishal, that's the game you bought me for my 30th birthday. So that was actually my 30th birthday present. And not only that, I played the game. That was my last PS3 game, which was actually, I think I played it either late September, obviously, because that's when my birthday is, or October. I know it was very soon after. I never ended up finishing it because my dad was starting to do renovations on this other house in another city that's a little bit over. My dad would have to spend nights there, and he had nothing to watch any media. There was no internet or anything there. So I ended up giving him my PS3 so that he could watch like Blu-ray movies and stuff, because obviously this is back, 2013, when that was still popular to actually have discs and watch movies on them.
Before Netflix.
Yeah. Well, Netflix was around, but it was the only one. So if it wasn't on Netflix, you still had to go out and at least buy the disc for movies and stuff. Plus, my dad had been collecting Blu-rays forever, so he hadn't got on the Netflix train like he has today. But it brought back all these memories of like my 30th birthday, and then Vishal, you giving me my gift, it being the last PlayStation game, not only that I ever received from somebody, the last PlayStation game I've ever played up until what's going to be obviously right now, like a couple weeks ago when I played Spider-Man, and then this whole me going back into PlayStation with PlayStation 5. So all of a sudden, all of this stuff of like the end of the PS3 era for me and the starting of the PS5 era and my 30th birthday and Vishal and gift and everything, like all this stuff started coming back. And it was as I was beating the game. So it was really weird because like the game itself is not emotional. It's just a fun adventure story. And I ended up beating that game, and I just sat there for like 3 minutes while watching the credits and just remembering all these life moments and the fact that like where my life has been, both personal and gaming, and then where I'm going. It was the weirdest fucking thing that's like ever happened to me while playing video games.
Yeah,
Like it's so fucking
like
weird.
major like random nostalgia you got from there, like major
Yeah.
like random flashbacks and everything.
Yeah, it was incredible amounts of just like all this nostalgia and flashbacks. That's 100% what it was. So I ended up beating it though. I loved it. Very, very short. Vishal, as you mentioned, you beat it on I think like Christmas Day or something in like 8 hours.
The day came, the third or fourth day came out. I just played it. I'm like, I'm just gonna spend all day playing this. And little did I know, spending all day playing it, finished it.
Yeah, it was definitely short.
Intentional.
Yeah, I think it took me like maybe 10 hours, maybe not even, maybe 8, something like that. Like it definitely felt pretty short. But I was glad to finish it because it was apparently the last game on PS3 I started to play, and I never officially finished it. So now I went in and I finally finished off my PS3 backlog, I guess you could say.
It's a shame that Uncharted 4 isn't on PlayStation Now at this point, so you couldn't have gone back and done that as well.
Oh, I would have 100% hopped in there right away. The way I see it is like Ghost of Tsushima and like Uncharted 4, God of War, stuff like that. I doubt that they're going to be... if any of them come to PS Now between now and when the PS5 comes out, I'm hopping on there, buying another month and just playing that game 100%, like hands down. But if they don't in that meantime, like I know that with the PS4, the rumors are that the top 100 games are going to be at least minimum backwards compatible for PS4 and all that. So I know you guys have them. Plus I can probably pick them up dirt cheap once the PS5 is out. And I definitely plan on picking them all up. And I'm very excited for Uncharted 4 because I love that series. It's one of my favorite series of video games, actually. And to be able to finish that off would be fantastic.
Oh, Uncharted 4, Uncharted 2 is still the best of the series, but Uncharted 4 was such a satisfying completion to the series that you felt sad, but you felt like I'm whole. And
Yeah.
even the one side game, the Lost Levels, with the one girl from Uncharted 2, and I believe the other girl from pardon?
Chloe?
Yeah, the hot half Indian one.
Yeah.
And I believe the other girl is from Uncharted 4 actually. Like that side game, that one is another you could finish in an afternoon from 12 to 6, you have it done.
I mean, Uncharted games in general, they are usually like, if you're a hardcore gamer, one sitting's doable. Otherwise, it's probably like 2 or 3 for a casual.
At most.
I think Uncharted 3, it took me 3 separate days, but like the first day I played for a long time. Second day I was only able to get like an hour or 2 in, and then the third day I finished it off.
Yeah. So it's they're not lengthy games, but they're just a fun experience in the end.
Yep. So once I finished that, and that was very soon after our podcast, like I think it was the Friday night, and I probably was having a couple drinks, which added to the whole fucking emotional part of it. But after that, I was like, okay, well, I need to obviously go play more games because I have a backlog. I started something on my Switch because I always want to have something going on the Switch and something at least on PC, so that I'm kind of doubling all of my backlog, because if I do two, it's a lot easier than just sticking to one. On Switch, I started a indie game, which Vishal, I doubt you've played this at all, but Adam, I think you may have. It's called Transistor. I don't know.
If you've ever heard of it. I have played a bit of it. It's made by the same guys who did Bastion.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's Super Giant Games, I think is their name or something.
That is correct.
Like yeah, and Bastion, oddly enough, and this, like, my whole fucking weekend was emotional. The very first game I played on PC when I built my PC and beat it was Bastion. So, like, I went from my last PS3 game to my first PC style of game, because Transistor, very much the same one. So I was like, fuck, this is just going right with the theme of nostalgia here. I'm not done the game, but it's incredibly short because I've only played it twice, both times maybe 2 hours each. And I know that I'm about 70 to maybe 75% done the game. I know there's only 3 bosses and I'm already past the second one. So, like, there's not much left to go. But I've been playing. I have it on PC. I got it dirt cheap one day. I probably in a humble bundle, as where 50% of my games came from. It feels exactly like Bastion, but where you can pause time and like do a bunch of moves, as long as they fit in with a certain amount of points that you can use every time you pause. So it's kind of interesting because you very rarely will fight just using the actual attack button like Bastion. It's more like attack, use all your different moves, and then unpause, and you do all your moves, and then time resumes again. So it's pretty cool. I do like it. The music and the voice actors are the exact same as Bastion. It's the same composer, it's the same voice actors and everything. So there's a lot of nostalgia there for it, and they're super high quality.
Is it a spiritual sequel to Bastion?
It's just another game.
Yeah, completely different story setting, different play style, minus like the top down kind of effect.
So it's like a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, it's like watching one Tim Burton movie and going to another. You'll recognize a lot of the same actors. You'll notice it's the same music by Danny Elfman and all that kind of stuff, but it's a completely different story and they're not connected. It's just you can tell it's the same team because they use the same voice actors, same music, same everything, and it's super high quality. Like it's some of the best you can get when it comes to indie.
It's like I know you meant Danny Elfman isn't Tim Burton movies, but I'm sitting there being like, man, Danny Elfman doing video game music, that guy.
That would be fucking incredible. Awesome. I would be on top of that like a fat kid on a Smartie.
He's made one of the most recognizable themes in history, The Simpsons. So go for it.
He did The Simpsons?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I learned something new today.
Yes.
Wow.
And the more you know.
Exactly. So so I'm almost done Transistor. I almost said Bastion. I imagine I'll play one more time for a couple hours and finish it. I may even do that tonight after the podcast. Who knows? Trying to get through the backlog.
You will.
So that, and then the only other game I was playing, which is the one I'm now playing on PC now that I'm done Uncharted 3. I was going to go back to The Last of Us, but I needed a bit of a break from like the Naughty Dog style of games and intensity. And I was craving it because I haven't played in a while. So I went back to Metal Gear Solid 5. Finally played some of the missions that Vishal kept texting about, going like, when you get to this part, text me. When you get to this part, let me know.
It fucks you up. So Adam, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to spoil it for Chris, but basically this game deals with a lot of.
So wait, are you going to spoil it for me then?
Are you planning to play this game
at some point? Yes.
Okay,
do not spoil it. It's just good. It's good story.
This, like I said, the part that Chris got to, it fucked me up, and he. Can go ahead and talk about it. I'm not just.
I can't wait for you now, both of you, to be hyping me on this, and then I'm gonna play it and be like, "What? That was it?"
No, this is actually.
It's definitely a moment where there's like, it feels intense and talks about like a possible real world issue, and then it's like, and I don't know. It's hard to talk about without spoiling anything, but it can be I can definitely see how some people would play and be like, "Oh, I've seen this in movies. This is fine." It's not that big a deal or whatever, and it does come up in other mediums for sure. But I'm on mission 20, and I think there's 30 or 31 or something. I don't know. There's a certain amount of missions. Yeah, I looked into that post game story that Vishal had mentioned on the previous podcast. There's no way in fuck I'm going to do that because it just makes you replay 21 more missions and makes them a lot harder. And my backlog will not let me. I am going to finish the game. I'm doing every side quest though. Like I just unlocked something for doing 50% of the side ops available. And so
it's not even the fact of having to, like, some of these missions are hard on their own. Like the convoy mission.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah, fuck that convoy mission. Adam, when you eventually play it,
all you had to say was convoy, and I'm like, geez, I can't imagine what could go wrong with this.
Yeah, it's a pain in the fucking
there are two words I've learned that when you hear as a part of a mission, there's always a bad sign. Convoy or escort.
Let's just say that in order to beat one mission, I cheesed it. So there's a convoy. I'm going to not spoil it or anything, but there's a convoy and you've got to obviously just like, it's a very stereotypical mission, like get to the convoy or steal the convoy or attack the convoy. It's something along those lines. You get there and these incredibly difficult enemies show up and you're supposed to kill them. There is an option for you to get away, but like if you try running away, they basically kill you because they're very, very strong. I went up very quickly, just running, not even sneaking, which is the whole point. Ran up, did the thing I needed to do with the convoy, ran to a tank, got in it, and drove as fast as I could away until eventually it was like, you left the mission area. Good enough. You won. That was it. Like I fucking had to cheese it after an hour of trying to do it properly.
This particular mission, I had to YouTube it because it was rage-inducingly difficult to, and I found a way that you were actually able to sneak in a one-hit kill. It wasn't an easy one-hit kill. It's not like bang, you're dead. It's not like I stand away and shoot with a sniper rifle and you complete the mission. No, you had to like really be sneaky and stealthy about how to do this. So, but if you had to do it like blindfolded, like going in there on your own, it is painfully difficult.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished it and got away from that one, thank God, because all the missions since then have been better.
It's like when you get to this particular one that I'm telling you, or that I hinted you about, it's really fucking disturbing. And like I mentioned, like there's stuff that happens in this game that disturbed me more than Silent Hill has.
That's well, I haven't hit anything yet that probably just would disturb me more than Silent Hill.
Oh,
it's a different kind of disturb from what I've seen so far. But either way, the game itself,
or the disturbing that the fact that this could actually this actually happens, or this could happen.
This is more just real. While when I watch Silent Hill, it's like if this was real, this would definitely be the most disturbing. Yeah. But yeah, so it says I'm only 33% done the game, but that's because it's like overall, like literally doing everything, and it's an open world version of Metal Gear, so there's a fuck ton to do. Yeah. But I'm just counting like the main missions, and I'm doing all the side ops available. I currently have no more left to do because they open up like 4 or 5 every time you defeat a main mission. And I've only got like 10 of the main missions left. So I'm getting through it, and when I'm done it, I'll be like, sweet, that was beautiful. Because I'm already 60 hours into the fucking game. So I need to finish this before this becomes another fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
Because I have so many games that I don't have time for another Odyssey yet.
Yep. Did you see the cameo of one of the original Metal Gear villains at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. You'll message me when you see him. Trust me, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Deal.
I think I already know who it is too. Because I think
pardon?
If it's what I think it is, I think I've seen it in passing who it is.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think I may have as well.
But either way.
Yeah, but we can talk after the show. But yeah, so that's all I've got. I those 3 games, finished 1, and now I'm working on 2, and I'll probably have one of those 2, meaning Transistor, done for next podcast for sure.
Excellent.
All right, Vish, have you done anything?
So I haven't been able to, because honestly I don't know what it is right now. It's just like
it's funny. People are asking like, what are you talking like that for? It's like, because I already know, because we know that he's been busy.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's not even like
this is technically Vish's gaming time, and he's not even playing games.
Yeah, I know. Like it's really not, and it's a little weird. It's like I don't know. I feel like lately that I don't know. I think there's just the quarantine and everything is just getting to me a little bit. And I don't want to use video games as an escape. I look at video games as fun time, as alone time. As
why can't it be both though? That's
me time. I don't want it to be like an escape from reality, because it kind of like I don't want to treat it like it's alcohol, like you're using it to like escape reality, because that's when the problems happen.
Fuck, if it's alcohol, man, this addiction I've been holding for 25 fucking years. Holy shit.
I am constantly drunk and have a backlog of 700 drinks.
that in that aspect, man, you sound fucked.
Yes.
At least I drink with a lot of hot girls. That's apparently how my gaming addiction goes.
The other day yesterday actually, I finished another arcade mode of Mortal Kombat, because I haven't had a chance to play lately, and I finished with Sindel. Wow, that woman is fucking evil
and dead.
Her arcade mode, her ending, it's like, Sindel, you're a bitch.
I mean, technically she's not even Sindel, because she's more of like a she's been resurrected. She's almost like a zombie in a sense.
Essentially, yeah, but it's like, wow, you're fucking horrible.
Because it sounds to me like she was a little bit evil, but she wasn't nearly as bad before she was killed. So it seems like this is some Quan Chi sorcery bullshit going on with her.
I don't know, man. Like the way she was, like if you see her arcade.
Well, no. I'm talking like straight up like the backstory of her to begin with. Like technically, the Sindel isn't necessarily the real Sindel because it's a resurrected corpse that Quan Chi's kind of molded.
I don't know, man. No, if like
Fish, do you remember the original story from Mortal Kombat Reboot? Like they literally talk about it.
I get what you're saying and I understand fully, but all I'm saying is in this game, the way her arcade mode finished, no, she is just a pure evil bitch. Like she's just horrible. Like it's like
well then my question of curiosity then is it actually stating in this arcade mode that she is herself now?
Yes.
Okay. That's why I was confused. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense then because she's just a fucking husk.
No.
So if she's got her conscience back, then okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Because she seemed like she had like she was almost brainwashed too when she was brought back.
Yeah.
Let me just say one thing. It seemed like she was brainwashed, but they go back to it. She fully knew exactly what she was doing.
Okay. Well then there we go.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Well then fuck that bitch.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
I would.
Yeah.
Just actually, you know what? No. You know what? No. Bad idea. Because if she screams, you're dead.
You have to.
Yeah. And that's a situation where that may come up.
So in other words, be shit in bed.
You have to satisfy Sindel to make her kill you, though. So it's a double-edged sword. Either you satisfy her and die.
So basically, I just get mine and then fucking run.
You know what? No, I'll just let myself die. I'll go out on top.
Actually, at this point, I take the risk with Melina than I would with Sindel at this point.
As long as Melina keeps the mask on.
No, I'll legitimately take the chance with the mask off, then I would go with Sindel.
What? No, okay, fine. I want like Katana or somebody normal then.
You are literally fucked either way.
Fat.
I mean, it's as long as you just say mouth isn't allowed for Melina, you're okay.
She's not gonna listen.
No, but it's like I'm just going by characters who I don't know who I'm gonna do as my last character. I unfortunately I started with Sub-Zero, and it was my favorite character.
That seems
so
impossible.
Yeah, I don't know why I started with Sub-Zero because I'm going by like my least favorite to my favorites, and or like I'm trying a lot of the new characters. I'll probably go to the Terminator next because the Terminator is not really Mortal Kombat canon.
Also, it just sounds fun.
I may save Shao Kahn for last because it'd be. I've never actually played as him in a Mortal Kombat game. I know he's available in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but it's like Shao Kahn is just you don't get to play as him as often.
Well, yeah, I figure like you killed the motherfucker.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna save him for last. Some really cool fatalities, and they're fucking brutal too. And but and Sindel's fatalities are really they're what you think they are. They're either her hair or she screams at you. So they're exactly what you think they are.
So she's an evil hairdresser.
Exactly. And they're just fun to watch in general. But yeah, unfortunately I still have not been able to start Devil May Cry. Well, not really started. Like I started it, played a little bit of it to optimize it for the PC, but I never actually like got a chance to play any of the story mode or the actions or the action mode or anything. So it's like I haven't had a chance to really deep dive into it.
So is that it?
Yeah, that's really it. I haven't had a chance to really do anything. Oh, and also, if you want to avoid depression, don't watch the show Little Fires Everywhere on Netflix. It's fucking painful to watch.
Sounds like a title I wouldn't want to do anything with anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would have definitely never watched this ever.
It's just sometimes you just hear a title and you're like, that sounds like not for me.
Well, in all fairness, Parks and Recreation doesn't sound like anything appealing, or does The Office.
No, but Parks and Recreation at least sounds like, what the fuck is that about? What you just said just sounded like that sounds like for soccer moms.
Yes. So,
Dramatic soccer mom.
what have you been playing?
Well, no, we got one thing to get out of the way first, because Chris, Vishal has not done a certain thing, so we, as a weekly bit, have to do it again. Why the fuck haven't you watched The Expanse yet?
Yeah. You know what show isn't depressing? The Expanse.
I mean, yeah, you know what? It's actually not really that depressing.
There's no Reese Witherspoon or soccer moms.
Apparently, I didn't realize this because I don't pay attention enough. A good chunk of the Letterkenny cast is in that show just because they film very similar location.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so like a lot of the Letterkenny cast are just like belters on the fucking just like basically NPCs in the background.
Yeah, it's so good. This show actually has NPCs.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
For me though, it's been a weird case of like I've been like trying a few things here and there just to kill the time before Phantasy Star Online 2 started up this morning. So if the name of my sex tape is waiting for Phantasy Star Online 2 to boot up in the morning, that's a hell of a weird title.
No,
that's not.
What if that's the name of your penis?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, the song title, you know, trying to keep myself busy until PSO2 comes out in the morning. It sounds like a Panic at the Disco title because of how fucking long it is.
Holy fuck, that does sound like a Panic at the Disco song.
It does, actually.
So I was trying a few games just to kind of keep myself busy. I tried Bulletstorm, going back through and playing the remaster edition they brought onto newer consoles. It was fun for a moment, but then I remembered how like really, 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 really not there the story is, and it just it's definitely a game that's aged not as well as it could have. So it's one of those that didn't work out. I then tried to go back into BioShock, and that one I didn't mind, but again, it was just I've got so close to Phantasy Star Online 2 coming out that I haven't really played a lot of games in full just because I've been trying to kill time. The one thing I have been playing at least on a somewhat regular basis, just because I'm using it as my exercise game now, because now I have my my exercise bike right up in front of my second TV that I have in a spare room, and I just play.
One thing I'm just wondering your opinion. Like, I used to try to game while on an exercise bike, but I found if I played something with a story, it was difficult. But if
I ain't playing anything with a story. That's yeah. I definitely wouldn't play something that requires that much concentration.
Yeah,
I definitely can, and I have.
Okay, I could not do it.
I mean, I probably could because I can multitask relatively well, but if it's going to be a game that's very central on story, I would rather like focus on just that. So
you know what? Actually, it may have been when I was doing grinding. It was a Final Fantasy game, so I probably was just grinding out level.
that would be different, yeah. Like if I was playing, like maybe I could have done like say a Destiny kind of game if I was just like randomly just collecting shit, but who knows? But what I've been doing is going back and playing an old, well, it was an old, I think it was PS2 back in the day too. But I'm playing it on my Wii, and it's an arcadey baseball game called MLB Power Pros 2008. It's basically it was a Japanese made arcade game, so it's very much almost like do you guys remember like Backyard Baseball?
Oh yeah.
Like similar to that, like just a very like arcadey, like doesn't take too much to it sort of deal. Although there are modes in the MLB Power Pros games that are almost like an RPG in a sense. Like you play a success mode, which is you trying to get into the majors, and you have to do things like divvy up your practice time. There's roles, so there's a little bit of D&D thrown in there to get like, you know, the stats that you want to as you progress, and you still got to play well. You can actually lose this mode because if you don't play well enough, you never make it. That's the game just ends. So it's like one of those weird things where a sports game actually has a game over, which is unusual.
Wow.
Yeah.
But so the game itself has a story mode or like campaign mode?
It's not like it's story mode in a very loose word. Like it's almost like a visual novel in a sense. Like there really isn't much of a story. It's you're a guy who's trying to get into the majors. Also, there happens to be a girl you like, and it's so bare bones. It's more of just like a nice side thing. But basically, all I do is
high school.
no, because you would not be in high school in AA.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I boot it up, and for like 30 minutes or however long I decide to run on the bike, I'll just grind out stats, play a couple of games, because they only do it by like at bats when you're playing originally, or if you're a pitcher, just by how much you're pitching. Once you actually get into the majors, then you can convert your character into its main, like be a promo that they have in that game, where you actually play as yourself on a major league team. So it's like two separate things. But I mean, as just something that's just killing time, like more often than not, because I also cheat the game. Anytime I don't get a good roll, I just reset and restart the point again. So about half of my time is just spent exiting and restarting the mode just to try to get the roll I want. But again, it doesn't take a lot of concentration, so it's a good 30-minute workout. So I've been kind of going through that a bit.
Right. Like, that's the type of sports game I miss. Just fun. That's just to fuck around with. That's not like Madden. It had to be said at least once.
I don't know why you say Madden so much. It's a free space on the bingo card. You don't have to say it.
Yeah, that's the middle space.
It's necessary.
It's automatic.
And the funny thing is, we all fucking hate Madden.
That's also, I think that also needs to be on the bingo card, because you seem to have to preface that every time.
Yep. So I miss those arcadey fun type sports games like this, like NBA Jam, like NFL Blitz. Like, they're just fun. That's just to fuck around with and just like play without any like overly complicated mechanics or anything.
You know, it was a really good one. Do you guys remember Outlaw Golf?
I don't remember that one.
That one was fun. Outlaw Golf. It was Xbox and PS2 era. It was basically.
Oh, no, I never played that at all.
The comedian Dave Attell is the commentator during this game, and it's a dirty game. Like, there's a lot of dirty jokes and shit. Like, one of the golfers is a legit stripper.
I'm looking at her right now, and I can see her.
Sounds fantastic.
And
is
like,
she the one in the white sports in the white bra?
Her name's Summer, so probably yeah. But like, some of the things it's some of the cheesiest stuff. Like, there's Cletus, which is the cliche like hick trailer trash. There's El Suave, who's just this douchebag Spanish guy with like the porn stash and everything.
He's suave, El Suave.
And there's other stuff like that.
I've never played this game, but I love it already.
There's also, if I can't remember what it specifically does. There's like a meter that I guess gets you like, so there's like an emotional meter. I can't remember what it's actually called, but it's tied to like how well you're doing. So if you play like shit, you start getting really angry and your stats will go down. So what you can do to combat that is beat the shit out of your caddy, and if you do it perfect, your meter goes all the way back up. So you can literally just at one point in the thing just punch the shit out of your caddy just to get even.
Chris, find out this game's available on Steam. We should all.
It's
play
definitely
together.
not available on Steam.
It's definitely not. I would have already found it.
I would be shocked if it was on Steam.
This is amazing. This game sounds like the greatest golf game ever made besides Hot Shots.
Well,
maybe even better than.
Well, if we can ever get together again, next time you guys come to the apartment, we'll fucking boot that game up.
Oh yeah, we will.
Oh my god, this sounds like the greatest golf game ever made.
Fuck yeah. But yeah. That the only other thing I've been doing is just like an hour before the show, I booted up PSO2 and finally got a sense of it. I just went through the tutorial because I spent half an hour in the character creation because I'm an MMO. That's what an MMORPG is. If you don't spend 30 plus minutes on your character, you didn't try hard enough.
Fuck, I think I spent like an hour on Final Fantasy 14. And my character still looks too generic.
I probably would have spent longer, but they didn't give me nearly as many options as I would have liked. So.
Yeah.
But so the thing that I like about it, just from playing the tutorial mission and just getting at least involved in it, you're not picking a class necessarily. You're picking a class that has 3 different sets of weapons. So for example, I can't even think of what I think it's called Braver, and your default weapon is a bow and arrow. So you're basically like, and it is actually straight up aiming. Like, if you aren't looking straight at the enemy, it doesn't lock onto the enemy. So you actually have to be facing. So there's a little bit more of, there's an actual like situational awareness. You can't just keep clicking and let it auto do it for you. You actually have to be paying attention, invested into it.
Oh damn.
But the thing is with that character, like the bow and arrow is just one subset of your weapons. You have 3. So the other 2 was a katana, and the third one was like a short sword like pistol combination. So you end up being able to adapt to different situations. So obviously I use the bow and arrow if I'm trying to keep myself away from damage, especially with bigger enemies where I'm trying to target stuff. And then if it's like a crowd of enemies, I'll switch to the katana and just wail on shit. And I mean, like I said, I've maybe put 30 minutes tops of gameplay because I literally just played the first like epilogue story or prologue, I should say. And for what I got, like I'm definitely curious on where this goes from here. So I haven't done anything with like other people. I haven't really gone far into like the main central hub yet, but just as like a bare bones just first impression of it, I'm definitely interested in seeing where this goes.
Yeah, that sounds like something I want to try. So I'm gonna be definitely checking in with you to see if it's worth
Well, that's
pausing.
probably what I'm going to be doing for a while. So
Not until you finish Metal Gear 5.
no, Metal Gear 5 is on the back burner right now.
No, Chris, at least.
Oh. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's going to be it. So let's move on here. So let's quickly go over the major releases that we're going to be seeing in the next few days. This is for June the 1st to the 7th.
Yep.
Very small, not too much. The only real notable one is Valorant, which is the Overwatch competition being done by Riot Games, the guys who make League of Legends.
Yeah, I've watched a fair bit of that on Twitch. Looks a lot like Counter-Strike mixed with like I don't know, Overwatch, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean that was their counter to it. Makes perfect sense because Overwatch has gone pretty much uncontested for a while.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people have tried like Battleborn, that didn't do very much. So Riot Games at least has the capital and the name recognition to definitely get their hand in there. So it seems like a match that could definitely get them a good chance here.
Yeah.
This is the biggest one on the list, guys. I'm telling you. PS4, Xbox One on the 4th of June, Tour de France 2020.
Oh, jeez.
A biking simulator.
I don't even like. They do a game every year, I think, and I'm sitting there being like, "Fuck! Like, how interesting can that be?"
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Now in VR, that would be different.
Oh yeah, but everything is interesting in VR right now.
Actually, what's his name? Apparently Zdeno Chara on the off season. Like this is last year in the NHL, but in the off season, he actually goes on Tour de France tracks and routes as his warm up.
I mean,
like
if you want to get that stamina going, that's a good place to start.
That'd be a really good place to start.
Like for me, I would rather actually ride my bike doing that than actually playing a video game. Because
okay, but here's the challenge. What would you do? That? Would you play Tour de France or watch Tour de France?
I would rather.
It's not as easy as it sounds, does it? Because the game sounds boring as shit.
Yeah, I don't want to do either.
Watching it sounds boring.
You got to choose though.
No, I don't have to do anything. I'd rather die. I kill myself. I choose option 3.
I'm gonna see. Here's the reason why I'm picking this. I'm playing it because I can probably fuck with other people and have more fun like destroying racers than actually playing the game.
Fine, I watch it while playing it, so I can kill myself that way of boredom.
Perfect.
I don't know. Like again, this is a thing that I would rather bike than actually.
No. You don't get to cheat this rule.
Oh my god! You know what? I would rather play the game than watch people bike because watching people bike is really fucking boring. At least with playing the game, I can do something, regardless of how minimal it is.
Yeah.
Can I be on my phone while I watch?
Nope. It's you have to focus on the one thing.
All right, then I gotta play the game.
Yeah.
My serious answer is play the game because. Oh, fuck, I have no idea. I don't know. Option 3, kill myself. Like, why can't I choose to die?
Dude, this isn't worth dying for.
I mean, it might be. This sounds like a hell that I don't want to live in.
Is this like the extra part of hell that Dante's Inferno didn't go through?
It's the
Tour de France.
Yeah, Oh god, we made it past the aborted babies. Oh god, Tour de France.
Oh god, didn't the aborted babies come out of a chick's nipples?
Let's not get back into Dante's Inferno with crazy shit again.
Yeah, that's drugs crazy.
Otherwise, we'll just stop talking about fucking baby tits.
No, human tits, but adult tits, but babies coming out of the baby tits.
Yes, baby tits.
The adult tits.
Or tit babies.
Yes, babies.
We got 3 things on the 5th. The Command & Conquer Remastered collection for PC.
I'm actually interested in that.
I've never been an RTS guy, so probably not for me. I mean, the closest thing I ever got was like Divinity Dragon Commander, and even then, that's because it had like a bit of a story to it rather than just being a basic RTS.
Command and Conquer Red Alert was my first PC game ever.
As long as they keep Tim Curry in, we're good.
Yeah, not even that one. I played the first Red Alert. I think.
You still keep in Tim Curry.
I mean, if they add him in, I will. The direction I will have will be insane.
If they don't keep in Tim Curry, Lisa's gonna be fucking pissed.
I mean, I don't know if it's actually like all of the Command and Conquers or if it's just like the original.
Space.
No, it's like I'm gonna go to the one place where communism has not been faulted. Spice. It's fucking.
He doesn't
ridiculous.
even keep a straight face during his lines.
He can't keep a straight face, and they kept it in. It's so good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Outer Worlds is going on Switch, which I'd be very interested to see how that runs on Switch.
I am too, because maybe it'd be a game I pick up on it, along with every other game that's coming to Switch. Fuck.
And then the most important thing on this list, The Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle.
Eco lifestyle?
Yeah, you can be green in The Sims now.
But you're playing a game which is using electricity, which is already not green.
But Chris, you're saving the sim environment.
Dude,
Yeah, but
electricity is green. Electricity is green because with electricity, you're not doing any carbon.
Well, I mean, if it's electricity that comes out of a lightsaber, could it be green energy?
Yeah, if it was solar powered, but the nuclear power plants or the coal power plants are definitely polluting the fuck out of everything. It depends on where the electricity comes from. Lightsabers come from crystals, which yes, are purely green.
In other words, it's really dumb that you're going to spend $10+ on an expansion pack that's about being eco-friendly in a video game. Because
yeah, sure. Like they're out of ideas. This was the last one.
I keep hearing things that they're working on Sims 5 and it's going to be actually like multiplayer. Like if they legit make Sims 5 multiplayer, I would be curious just because I like playing Sims and I would love to see how I play it with people.
100% that's an update it needs. MMO Sims.
No, why the fuck not, right?
That actually would be really good because I know Sims has a huge female fan base and that would be a really good opportunity for the Sims to exploit.
Yeah, it becomes a dating sim. Literally.
Yeah. Essentially, yes.
If that happened, you guys know we would record an episode of the podcast from within the Sims, right?
Absolutely we would.
That would be so good.
I'd have to make a studio.
Yes. Yes.
You know what? That could actually be an opportunity to just do episodes just via that way.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I'm sure we wouldn't be the only people that thinks of this if that was the case.
Oh, considering people have done it with Animal Crossing, that definitely it is not the first time.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, was one cosplayer I met at Fan Expo or Comic Con, one of those two. Like, she's like totally into this Animal Crossing. It's like I don't know. I never got the appeal of Animal Crossing at all. And like, I just don't see how like I can see doing a podcast via doing an Animal Crossing way, but I find Animal Crossing is so bizarre in general.
Well, that's because it is.
It very much is. As somebody who's put over 60 hours in, I can tell you it is very bizarre, but very relaxing. It's just the Sims and animals are your freaking neighbors. That's the real difference.
Like I said, it's gaming rehab.
Yeah. 100%.
It's the same with Minecraft. Minecraft, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, like it's all rehab.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Because why would you want to play a game where you go and water vegetables and then pick them and then sell them?
I mean, I wouldn't Harvest Moon if they didn't make a shit one. Because they haven't made a good one since like the N64.
Yeah, no, they haven't. You got to go Story of Seasons now, apparently.
Like at this point, you just go to Stardew Valley because Stardew Valley is Harvest Moon but better.
Yes. Yes.
But speaking of things that might be better, although based on leaks, we don't know if it will anymore. State of Play Last of Us 2.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I watched the trailer and basically, like, as somebody who's not really into the franchise, I went, okay, well, if you really like the first game, this basically is going to make you want to play the second. Like, there's no doubting that.
Yeah, absolutely. When I watched it today, my first thought that I had when it was over was me and Adam. Adam probably won't want to play this because he didn't play the first, and it looks like just an upgraded version of the first. Vishal probably will definitely want to play this because it seems like an upgraded version of the first. And
Like
Vishal loved it.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Well,
But
we really
after-
shouldn't because we can get banned from YouTube for that.
Agreed.
Do not spoil any story.
Adam discussed the leaked spoilers of that game. It literally felt like getting stomped on your testicles with high heels of how poorly and shitty designed the story and the game is.
Or at
And,
least like certain pieces of it, because again, we're not getting the full context.
yeah,
Like just on paper,
Yeah.
like the major events that seem to get spoiled are just weird.
yeah, they're basically insulting. It's so I'm not sure right now. Like I still want to because loved the first game.
I think a
Mainly
lot of
because-
people are at least going to look at the sale price for a while and just kind of be like,
Yeah.
is it can because it's going to be hard for like big fans to just avoid it altogether, no matter how mad they are at it.
Yeah,
And I mean, I guarantee you that this game is going to come out to Unreal fanfare. Like
oh yeah,
whether it
absolutely,
even
yeah.
deserves it or not, the journalism right now is a little bit iffy on reviews most of the time. In a game that this is this big, I have a hard time believing that it's going to get even remotely low reviews.
Yeah, so we'll probably discuss this after the episode ends tonight. But it's like right now, it's like I want to play it, I want to be excited for it, but from what I'm hearing about the leaks and everything, it just really destroyed my excitement for it.
I mean, we'll see what that actually means in a couple more weeks. I mean, we'll see how people are reacting to it, especially when enough time has passed that a lot of people have finished the game and then they get the full context. That's honestly where my curiosity is, as somebody who's not going to play the game anyway, is to see what people are actually saying about the entirety of the story now that they have all the context. Because, I mean, again, on paper, it sounds like it should be bad. Like, it really does, but for all we know, somehow they actually write it really well. We don't know. But it's just, you just look at what's there and you're thinking, man, you got to do some real heavy lifting to make that work.
Well, something that I noticed on my Twitter feed recently is that a lot of not necessarily journalists. Well, okay, no, they are journalists. Sorry, they are, but they're not from like the big sites like
Some more
IGN,
like
stuff that.
independents.
Yeah, the more independent ones that have like just their own podcasts and stuff like that. They've all received their review copies already. They actually received them all yesterday.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And
A lot of them have already been getting them. It's just the embargo. I think the embargo is the 12th, if I'm not mistaken, for reviews.
The 12th. So they're getting them like a decent chunk in advance. Which
And usually, when that happens, is a good sign.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, because normally it's like not only is the embargo like not until the game's already out, but it's like where people didn't even get a copy until it's out. Like advanced copies, especially like 3 weeks in advance almost, or two
So
and a
they're
half.
definitely confident.
Very good sign. They're very confident. And what I can say from the gameplay I watched today, if you take the story out of it and the leaks and everything like that, if I had only just seen this gameplay,
It looks
game
good.
does look fantastic
Like
gameplay wise.
it looks really fucking intense. And the idea
Yes.
too that like again, and I'm assuming it's like this with the first one, but like the AI for some of these people are just like shit. Like they actually react very well.
Yeah, they it looks like they react like they're scared when you do something and they can't see you.
Not to
And
mention
when they
too, now that
see
you can
you-
actually have both the infected and humans kind of clash in the background
Yeah.
while you just kind of sit there and watch and pick your spots.
Yeah, getting like the different factions and the infected to actually turn on each other because you like throw something and cause a sound or something like that. Like gameplay wise, I don't know how much I like. This is the type of game where I know it gets really intense, and when it comes to intense gaming for me, I can't do it over long periods of time. I can do like 2 or 3 hours, and then I need to stop because I'm getting way too invested and like riled up because of it.
That is The Last of Us. Like it actually
Yeah.
so intense at
Yeah.
certain points.
And this looks like, honestly, it looks like the first game 2.0, which I guess sequels, that's what they should be. Like it looks better graphics wise. It looks incredible. And the
Also-
gameplay looks like they took the first one and made it even more impressive.
Also, this game is already going to get a bit of a bad rap because you're going to have to kill dogs in this game.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, you throw in the gameplay trailer
They're
today,
attack dogs now.
Yeah, there was a Molotov thrown at a person and a dog,
It's not.
and you
It's
heard
not
the
even
dog
infected
and
dogs.
died.
It's, you don't even feel like you're saving the. No, it's just a dog.
fuck.
It's just dogs.
You know,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Like, I was like, oh man, fuck.
So there's gonna be a lot of pet people being like, I'm so torn, but I don't want the dog to eat my face off.
Oh,
That's
PETA is gonna
not-
hate this game.
PETA hates
like,
everything.
I don't
Considering
know.
PETA came out and talked against Animal Crossing recently because you fish in it, and they came out with a vegan way of playing Animal Crossing. Yes, this is a real thing that happened.
Okay,
They
for
are
one
going
thing,
to attack this.
For one thing, fuck PETA.
PETA's so bad that
And-
you're not even allowed to have honey.
That's so
The other thing is like I don't like it in a game where you have to kill an animal, especially a dog, unnecessarily. It
I mean, it's
Well,
not
it's not
unnecessary because
unnecessarily.
it's trying to kill
They are
you.
literally trying to rip your throat out.
like there's a in Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, you had to kill animals to eat them in order to replenish your health. That made sense. You had to like eat to survive. But it's like I don't know. I don't maybe
As long as we don't get cats. If we have to start shooting cats, I'm gonna kill a motherfucker.
Yeah, because like, why would a cat attack and kill you? It's not like a tiger
Oh,
or
cats!
like in
Cats want
Tomb
you
Raider.
dead. We know this. Cats
They,
always want
they
you dead.
want you dead, but I mean, like they can't pull it off successfully without you falling asleep for literally 3 straight weeks, and they can eat you slowly. Like it will take a while. And you'll probably wake up and go, "What the fuck? Ow! You bit me." Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I mean, like the game itself, from everything that we saw in the trailer, like I did kind of get a little bit miffed that they kept re-showing a few things. Like they kept showing a couple of scenes over and over again. They kept showing, they kept really putting an emphasis on Ellie's relationships, to which I'm like, man, it sounds like this isn't a big part of the game for a large part of it. So I don't know why you keep showing this off unless you're just trying to signal. I mean, I don't have a problem
Yeah.
with it because I mean, again, like it is pretty rare that we do see a lot of same-sex relationships in games. It's just again, when you keep constantly bringing it up, it's like I don't know if you're necessarily doing it in earnest or if you're doing it to check off a box. That's always been my thing of it. It's like we talk about with The Expanse. Expanse is one of the most diverse shows out there, and they never call attention to it.
Yes,
I-
they did
at
it correctly.
I was just with Ellie being a lesbian. I was like, what was the point of that? But it's like, you know what? In the first game, she was a kid. Like she was just like
Yeah.
12 or 10. It's like she's not aware of who she is. She's not maybe
Most people
She
aren't
don't-
aware of who they are in that world because you're fucking thinking about living before anything else.
exactly.
100%.
So it's like I afterwards I'm like I realized I'm like, you know what? She probably discovered herself and like discovered who she was.
Well, the idea
So
of the story is that there's a time of peace that between 1 and 2 that she really has a chance to settle down. So it seems like that's probably a big part of why.
yeah.
Because there's a bit of a break for her from actually having to go and kill things all the time.
Yeah. So it's like I realized afterwards it's like, you know what? She was just a kid in the first game. Who knows like what happened? Like I still don't think this is a game that needed a sequel.
Yeah, I can
It
definitely
re-
agree on that. Even without playing the game but knowing the story, it definitely didn't make sense that they had to do it. At least not with this set of characters. They could have just done like a brand new set of characters and done this over.
No, I don't mind doing it with the characters. It's just like I don't know. After hearing about all the stuff that like the rumors like leaks and everything, it's like this quote unquote sequel is insulting.
Well, let me pose the question to you: if this is a completely brand new set of characters, would that change things? If the exact story happened, but with characters that would never been introduced before?
So
Hmm.
are you stating like it would go the Resident Evil route?
Well,
almost?
what I'm saying is, whatever the story that we've been leaked, if just take out any character that's still left in the first game and just write that like they're all written out, and we just insert. Let's say instead of Joel, the guy's name is Craig, and instead of Ellie, it's I don't know, fucking Freya.
Fucking correct.
Craig and
Uh,
Fran.
Okay, you know what? Let's just say this: if they did the game differently, and they went the Resident Evil route, where they brought in different characters, but the main characters were almost like they're still part of the canon.
No. I'm straight up telling you, like, whatever. Ellie and Joel are just, they don't exist in this game. Like, this is a completely different time, different set, different area.
Or they like exist, but it's the other
Yeah,
side
it's
of
just
the
like,
states
let's
or
say it's
whatever.
just somewhere way fucking away from them. They're
Yeah.
not a part of it. Like, it's
Well,
just take
that's
the story
essentially
and
what
just
Resident
replace,
Evil-
like, it's just whatever roles that we know of, just replace them with new characters. Would the story be that bad? And my answer is no, because there's no attachment. I think the story's a lot. I think the story on paper would be a lot better if there is no prior attachment.
As long as they don't just repeat the first game again and use the same like.
Yeah, no.
You know,
We're not talking like
and-
just saying here's the same formula but with new people. No, we're not talking.
I would
about
need a new formula, but like another game in the same universe with just different people. I think that'd be fantastic.
I understand what you're saying, and yes, if the story itself was not with Joel and Ellie, and with the leaks and everything, not with Joel and Ellie, it wouldn't be that bad. I think though they should go with the Resident Evil route, where the characters from the first game were different from the second game, but the characters in the first game were still relevant within the timeline.
Well, I'm not saying that it has to be like that they just never exist again. I'm just saying like just bare bones. I'm not asking you to create this extra timeline. I'm just saying straight up, just replace these two characters with two brand new characters. Is the story different? Like,
Yeah,
that's really it. The story is taken a lot better if it's just completely new characters.
Yes.
In fact, if this is new characters, I don't even think the leak happens.
No, it wouldn't have. No, not at all.
It's it's too late to do that, but yes.
Well,
I agree.
I'm just speculating. I'm thinking because the person leaked it knowing that it would get people upset. That's exactly what it was. The people wouldn't get upset about a story that with people they've never heard of, right? So that's as vague as I can make it, right?
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying. Yes,
but I mean,
I
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No. I was literally going to finish this off here. So.
No, yeah, then you go ahead, please.
Well, then I was just going to say, like, just going back to the state of play, just to kind of finish this off. Just like, look, if you like The Last of Us 1, this video, like 20 minutes just of them explaining it, like, they basically gave you the floor to be like, hey, you like this game? This is literally just that with improvements. So if you already like Last of Us 1, this should make you want to play 2. If you did not have an interest in the first one like I did, this didn't change my mind. It's literally just Last of Us, but better. That's really all it is.
Yeah. If you like the first game, like especially gameplay wise, graphics, character animations, AI, the setting, like all of that is just it's a huge improvement over the first, like next generation improvement, obviously compared because that's that's how long
they're literally pushing this console to its limit now because we're right at the end of the generation.
Yeah, like Last of Us came out as like one of the probably the last big hurrah for PS3, and now this is going to be the last big hurrah almost for PS4.
See, it seems like they want to make The Last of Us like the last big exclusive.
The last of the system.
Unfortunately for them, Ghost of Tsushima is beating them on that one. So.
Oh, 100%. Like that game I'm way more excited about. But again, that's just because of the gameplay of the first one.
It's also new too, so it also gets our attention.
Yes. And I just love that style of gameplay too. So I don't know.
Any lasting thoughts, guys, before we move on?
I really hope The Last of Us is not the dick punch or testicle stomp that I feel it's going to be, because the first game itself was legendary, and to have a sequel that's going to be that insulting to the society, to the fan base, it's just fucking terrible.
Yeah, and we'll obviously see on the 19th whether or not it actually exceeds the expectations for those who were spoiled, and if it just ends up being... That'll be the curious thing, too, just seeing how people react to the entire story from a side of those that were spoiled and those who weren't. That's another bit of curiosity with it. But yeah. Let's see, which one do I want to move on to? You know what, we'll go through this one quickly as like a buffer. So obviously people are aware of the site G2A, which sells keys for like various different places, and they've been repeatedly assumed that they sell illegal keys, and they've repeatedly said, hey, no, we don't. We keep track of this shit. So they brought in like an open audit. Like they said, look through our records, and if you can find stuff, we'll reimburse it 10 times the amount. So as it turned out, company Factor, or I don't think that's not the developer. I think it's the name of the
that's
game,
the game.
Factorio.
Yeah.
But they ended up saying, "Hey, we found this many keys," so they're like, "Okay, then we'll pay up," and they paid up just under $40,000 with all the illegally obtained game keys that were sold on that website. So they stuck to their word, and it just begs the question of like, how do we feel about, especially with PC games, because everything is so digitally sold? Like, how do we feel about the idea of these kind of stores? Because the second I heard about this place, because I'd never heard of G2A the first time this little scandal was coming out, the first thing I thought of when I heard about this site is like, why the fuck would I buy shit from there? That sounds sketchy as shit.
Yeah, I have like way back in I want to say 2014 when I was first discovering the PC, like besides buying games on Steam, like outside, I did find this site and I bought, I think, a game or two, but it was before I'd looked into it. And it was afterwards that I was like, okay, maybe I'm not going to buy from there anymore. Like that was kind of weird. Like I was expecting it to be like a store basically. I think I only used it once actually. When I used it, I was expecting it to be like a Green Man Gaming or
Yeah,
a Humble Bundle.
you would assume it's just another site. You don't realize that it's like just a secondhand store.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you go to Green Man Gaming or Humble Bundle, Steam lets developers sell their games outside of Steam, and I think they actually forego a big part of their cut for selling it. It's kind of like, listen, here's a certain amount of keys, go and sell it on another site. You don't have to sell it right here. Go and sell it somewhere. But developers aren't going to G2A specifically. G2A is kind of like after I had used it and realized what was going on, because you buy it and normally you just get your key right away. It was like it redirected me to another area of the site, and it was like, okay, this person's going to be sending your key. You should get it in like 20 minutes. And I was like, this is like a Kijiji or Craigslist
Yeah,
or something.
it really does feel like it's like some sketchy, like somebody's got to hand it off to you. It's almost like you're doing like a trade-off, like it's like some criminal action.
Yeah, 100%, and it really is. It's like buying used CD keys. But the weird thing is, I guess the idea is somebody buys a Humble Bundle of 10 games. They only wanted 6 of them. Now they have 4 left. They take those other 4, they upload them to their account on G2A for a price, and people will buy them. And it's kind of like that. The thing is, I've used like Steam Trades, which is another site where you literally connect with another Steam user. Like, hey, I have this game in my inbox or in my inventory. I don't want to add it to my library because I don't want it. Do you have any other games we can trade? And that has always been, I mean, that can be risky if you get an asshole, but it still felt like kind of normal. It felt like somebody that you knew or somebody just in your area and you're just going to go meet them in the fucking Burger King parking lot and trade games. This G2A site felt very sketchy when I used it the one time, and I did never return to it just because I was like, well, how do I even know this other person's even going to actually give me a legit key? And if I don't get the legit key, what do I do? I'm pretty sure I'm screwed. And, where did they get this key? Is this something they had where it was left over in a Humble Bundle, or did they get it somewhere else? Have they?
Yeah, is it somebody hacking into a server and stealing them, right?
Yeah, so I did it the one time, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that anymore. But I have paid attention whenever I see them in the news, which is interesting that they actually followed through with paying 10 times the amount. I guess the keys were about like $3,960, and they actually paid almost $40,000 to the developer.
Yep. So you can say about $4,000 worth of keys.
Yeah. So they were stolen keys, but they paid up. Like, no, like we'll give you 40 grand, which is crazy to think of, but I don't know. Maybe the business is just that booming.
Did they actually end up paying that amount though?
Yep. No, it's straight up paid up.
Yeah, they paid it right direct to the developer. Like, hey, sorry, here you go.
I mean, they made it open to any developers. It's like, look, if you guys can prove that we sold illegal keys, tell us exactly what and show the proof, and we'll pay back every single one of those keys 10 times. So that was their way of being honest, being like, look, if you guys think we're that sketchy, then fucking prove it and we'll pay up.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they're not that sketchy, but who knows? Because it's not even the site. It depends on the users in the site using it and selling keys.
Because it may not even necessarily be like a widespread thing. It may just be specific games that get hacked out, right? So
yeah,
like for all we know, that for every one of these cases, maybe there's a company where there's only like 2 keys that are stolen, whereas another one, like somebody really got deep into a server, ended up taking like 1,000 of them, right? So it's so hard to tell.
Yeah, who knows? And it's just like, if I'm going to buy a game, I want to make sure the money goes to the developer. whether it's $1 or $10 or $80 or whatever it may be. I know if I buy it off a legit site like Green Man Gaming, Humble Bundle, that kind of stuff, like the developers getting their cut. And I don't know, I just kind of feel better doing that. I'll trade with somebody because I know it's like, you know, you have an extra key from a humble bundle and I do. Both the developers got their money. We're just going to trade keys. Like, I'm still okay with that. But I don't know, this site, if it's like, if the developer's not going to get any of their money, then I don't think I'd want to buy the game, because if you keep taking away all the keys from the developers before they get their money, we'll have no games eventually. So
Yeah.
I like no indie games or whoever would really get hurt from this. Ubisoft and the big companies, they're not getting hurt from this. It's the smaller developers.
Yeah, it's honestly like it's like when we had Mike, when we went to EGLX, it's like the indie developers, they're like a family. They support each other. They're like, you know what, you're trying to make something, we're trying to make something. With companies like Ubisoft, EA, Capcom, it's like it's like it's all about me, and they don't give a fuck what happens to each other. But it's like the indie ones, it's like we want to make sure like everyone gets their own share. We want to make sure everyone like is able to become something. And that's the thing. It's like you have to, like, the little guy is like, and when we go to these conventions, do we look at the big games? No, we don't get a chance to. Do we look at the indie games? Yes, absolutely, because we get a chance to. And in fact, they are something we don't even know about, and we want to see what they have to offer.
Yeah,
Like,
it's why I'm happy that I have the demo reel now on my channel, because it gives me a chance to take a look at games that I normally would never think twice about. So
yeah, do you remember the first year we went? Yeah, you were there with us when we went to EGLX at one game that felt like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was
Omen of Sorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah.
this game is actually really cool. Unfortunately, it's a lot more expensive than I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, and
for,
it rarely goes on sale, which is surprising, because usually games that aren't really well known, they end up just kind of popping up all the time.
Yeah, like if it was not as expensive, I would have probably bought it right now, actually.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it just doesn't. Maybe because the guys just don't have a marketing guy or anything.
Well, that's the thing too. I don't actually know how sales works when it comes to what games get picked. For all we know, like maybe they actually have to contact the developer to be like, "Hey, we want to put this game on sale on this time. Are you okay with this?" It's the thing. I don't actually know how they pick these games and when. So, for all we know, it may just be like every time they try to bring it up, he either does, the developer maybe doesn't answer, or just says, "No, you're not down. You're not putting the price down for this thing," or I don't know how it works.
I know on Steam, the developer has to actually apply, and they kind of get added to a list, except for the big sales like the summer sales and stuff like that, where everybody can apply and their game will go on sale during those sales.
Yeah.
But if it's like the weekly or weekend or daily sales and stuff, basically you apply and you get put into a queue of when your game will go on sale.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wow, it's like you have to you're on a waiting list to earn less money almost.
I mean, but it's exposure that's so much more important.
Oh, I understand that part. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's insane how much of a business it is, to that point that even to go on to be at discounted, you have to wait.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Speaking of storefronts, this isn't really that big a deal. I just felt like I needed a chance to just vent again on people who just still to this day bitch about Epic. So obviously in the last 2 weeks, Epic has gone crazy on major games going for free. They had GTA 5 go for free, and then now Civilization 6 is free. And from what I understand, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection's up next.
Yeah, that seems to be the rumor. Yeah.
So it seems like they're making a pretty big push again to try to get some more customers. And naturally, and this isn't like, it's not like a lot of people have been writing shit about it. It's more just people again just being like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get it there." And to which it'd be like, "Okay, fucking don't. Why you gotta yell about it?"
Yeah, 100%. And the reason they're have a big push is today they had a huge. Actually, I don't know if it was just today, but it was very, very, very recently. They have a huge summer sale that just started.
Yeah, they had a mega sale going on that had that coupon going around.
Yeah. Yes. So actually, no. Sorry. I guess that would have been a
Is Epic as competitive as Steam though?
It is getting to that. They're still in their early stages. It's like this the
they're
thing.
like Steam
A lot of people ragged on Epic right from the very beginning when they launched the storefront because the storefront is honestly very lackluster in comparison to what Steam does. But again, it's like anything else. You're starting something up for the first time. It's going to take some stuff. And I get that people were like, "Well, this company has a shit ton of money. They're basically mooching off Fortnite money. So I mean, they should be able to put together a good storefront." And you're probably right about that. But the core thing that pisses me off, and this is why I kind of want to get back in the venting part about this thing, is people are still upset that Epic exclusives games. And you saw the comment that I posted a few days ago in the chat where a person said straight up, and I quote, and this was on Reddit, so take it for a grain of salt. This isn't like a mass opinion, but it's just one of those things that somebody says and I go, this is where the problem is. And this person said, and I quote, explain to me why exclusives are competition. To which I said, then what the fuck is console gaming?
Yeah, like literally every console ever since the 80s.
If exclusivity is not something that's competition, if it's supposed to be something that we're not supposed to be doing, then Nintendo owes me a shit ton of games for the last 15 years.
Yeah, 100%. Like the reason I bought a Switch was because of the Nintendo exclusives. The reason I'm getting a PlayStation 5 is because of the exclusives. It's not any other reason except that. Well, I mean, there's other reasons, but I mean, it's like 85% fucking exclusive.
But I mean, the core argument I've always done has been, why are we complaining about exclusivity on a free program?
Yeah, these are free games. Like it has nothing to do, and they're not even exclusive games. These games are available on Steam and every console and everywhere.
In some cases, just for a limited time, like maybe it's a 6 to 12 month period that it is exclusive to Epic. To which I would say, I'm not bitching about the fact that I can't play Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Astral Chain. I can fucking go on for days, guys. I'm not bitching because I understand what this is. It's competition.
Yeah.
So anybody who's like,
I
don't want to buy this game on this
Competition is
store.
important.
I don't want to buy this game on Epic. I don't want to give them money. Then I guess you don't get to fucking play the game. Like, simple as that.
There's one, like, when it comes to Epic too. So I was mad at the beginning in only over one thing, not over anything that you're saying, because Adam, I'm 100% on the same page as you. There's a couple games that were coming out on Steam and they already had a Steam page and I was very excited for it. And then like 4 days before launch,
you're talking the pre-orders, right?
Yeah, it was like 4 days before game release.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they said, okay, if you pre-order the game on Steam, you can still get it there.
Yes, and then they fixed. Yeah, so that's what they ended up doing because they realized that, like, the exclusivity. Wow, that word's kind of hard. Is 100% great. I think that exclusives shouldn't be the only type of game, but I think that it is important to have them because without your Spider-Mans, without your Half-Life, without your fucking Gears of War, without all of that stuff,
everyone's gonna go straight to PC.
Well, no, probably not. But everybody would end up on one console because it'd be like, oh, okay, well, all my friends bought PlayStation, and eventually Xbox would disappear.
It would basically turn into a brand war, right? It would literally just be brand loyalty. It would be like getting an Apple phone. Like you're not getting it because of specifically what it does. You're just getting it because that's the thing that you feel like that's the brand you want to associate with.
If they all do the same thing, well, then I'm going to stick with Sony because that's what I had before and that's what my friends had.
And I mean, it also kind of robs the ability for you to be like, this is my flagship game on my console. Like, there's nothing like that. There's no defining trait.
Yeah, there's nothing to. Yeah, exactly. So at the beginning, yes, there was the one. I think it was like Metro Exodus.
I get that because that practice is shitty. In the same vein, like I think Shenmue 3, like the creators like just changed where they wanted to put it after their Kickstarter.
Yeah, so they did a Kickstarter, everybody put in their money, and then, you know, it was like 2 years later, everyone's getting ready for it to release, and then they're like, haha, just kidding, we're not releasing it on Steam, we're going to do Epic. And I get that. If you're going to have a Steam page or you're going to offer Steam keys, I'm not saying don't put it on Epic, but you can't take something away.
As soon as you advertise you're going to be somewhere, you have to stay there because otherwise it's false advertising.
Yes.
Like
and this happened on
you should be sued
too.
for it, basically.
Yeah, because I remember this happened on consoles. I think it was Rise of the Tomb Raider was going to release on PS4, or was that PS4? Yeah, PS4 and Xbox One, and then right at the last. Yeah. But then
Xbox got like a 6-month window, I think it was.
Yeah, Xbox had a 6-month exclusivity, which wasn't originally there. Originally, Square Enix said it's going to be on both, and then they were like, okay, never mind. We talked to Xbox. They offered us money. We're going to put on Xbox for 6 months only.
Yeah, that's when I'm totally against exclusivity. It's when it's already taking over a pre-advertised market.
Yes, and that was the only thing I didn't like. And Epic, basically, that was like the first 2 or 3 weeks of them starting, so they were trying to find their footing.
Yeah.
They never did it again after that. I've been fine with them ever since. And something that I think Epic is fantastic for is they are offering a 88% cut to all of the games on there. So they take 12% and 88% goes to the developers. And that's
amazing.
Reason, and that's the reason the Epic Store was first created, because Tim, what's his name?
Tim Sweeney. Tim Sweeney.
Burton?
It's definitely not Tim Burton.
That would be amazing. I would be on top of Epic like crazy. No,
Lisa, my girlfriend would be a gamer immediately.
Yeah, instantly. Yes, she would. So Tim Sweeney, when he came out with this, I was following it very much because, that he's the Unreal Engine guy and all that. He was going on about the numbers, and I never knew the numbers because nobody else released them. And it turns out that Steam, the PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, Google Store, Apple Store, every store takes a 30% cut of every game purchased, which is insane. You immediately, really, how much work do they have to do to run these stores at this point?
Especially in Steam's case, it's literally just bump, done.
Exactly. And I get it. There's forums. They offer online, so you can have basically free online where you don't have to worry about the servers they do.
You did not do 30% of the work.
No. Even if it was like Steam was like, hey, listen, we have a little bit more, we're going to take 15%. I'd get it. It's Epic
honestly,
doesn't have some of the
anything over 20 is ridiculous. If it was 80-20, it'd be like, it's still a little much, but you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, and if you take into account PlayStation and Xbox, their online isn't even currently free.
Yeah,
so
which
this
is even crazier.
It's like we're taking 30% plus we already have our money coming in for PS Plus and Xbox Live, and they can't play online without it. So what service other than having the game on their console are they offering for that 30%? And this isn't one company. This is across the board.
Yeah,
even if you buy an app from the App Store, this is everywhere. And I totally agree that in this time, it makes no sense for it to be 30%. And Epic has come out, they've made it 12%, which is fantastic for developers. And I understand why a bunch of them would want to put their game on there because they want to the money should go to the person who made the game.
Good.
Came out and made a shitty, stupid idea where it was their percentage eventually goes down to 20%, but it's only once you meet a certain sales mark.
Yeah.
One of the only games that has ever reached enough sales that it's gone down to 20% of their cut is The Witcher 3. And it only happened last year.
Yeah.
Imagine how many people on PC own The Witcher 3, and that's how many you have to sell in order to finally get that cut.
So here,
from what I hear, the guy who made Tetris only started getting profits in 2014.
Yes. Yes. I think it was around there, but that had to do with the whole communist Russia thing.
Yeah.
That was just
that was not a games industry thing.
Yeah, that wasn't a game industry, that was a communist.
But yeah, the whole thing, here's a secret I'll let you guys know, and for somebody who used to work for a YouTube network. If you were a brand new channel and you get signed to one of these networks, the cut they take from you is like half.
Yes.
Fuck.
If you want to get to the point that you're gonna get I think the smallest cut I saw when I was working there was 5%. That was the smallest cut you could get to. And
How much?
5%. And the numbers you had to get to for that were insane.
They're like PewDiePie levels.
You're basically like million plus.
Yeah. Which is not easy. And it should be the indie developers that get the fair cut. Because I'm not worried about Ubisoft, CD Projekt Red. I'm not worried about them not making enough money to continue. I'm worried about the guy making a game by himself in a fucking garage.
The guy who made Bright Memory Infinite that we just saw on the Xbox thing.
Yes, because some of them, they add a game to Steam and PlayStation, Xbox. It's really hard to get discovered if you're an indie game and it's your first game. Even if some of them only sell $30,000 in a lifetime. And somebody spent all that time making that game, they need all of their cut. To have $30,000 go to somebody and then 30% get cut, that's insane. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It really doesn't give you the inclination to want to keep going.
And frankly, 30,000 is difficult to live by nowadays.
Oh, we're not
Especially
even,
when it
we're
takes
not
you,
even
like,
talking like
3 or
in
4
a
years to
year.
get
We're
it.
talking like straight up like all time.
Yeah, because this is like all of it, and it took them sometimes 3-4 years individually to make a game. So they're working a full-time job trying to make this game, and then finally it makes some money at all, even if it gets noticed. Like, it's
I mean,
crazy.
it is the risk you take, but
Uh,
it's you would also think that if you're
Yeah.
going to take such a big risk, you shouldn't also be taking a big loss just because you put it on a store.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I get, like, Steam has done a lot of improvements to their store, oddly enough, ever since Epic showed up. And that's another reason I think it's great, because Steam had
Competition
no
makes people
updates to its
fucking work
store.
harder.
Yeah, they've done nothing since 2014. That was 6 years ago, and then all of a sudden they came out with 2 new apps on their phone, remote play
In an actual
together,
game.
an actual Half-Life game. They were like, "Fuck it, let's do this. We have to do something." Like, they're actually getting off their ass. They haven't lowered their 30%, but I'm sure it has something to do with the fact,
But they
like,
understand that they
every
can't just
developer.
let things sit because now there's a big money company that's also just throwing money to get, some attention. They go, "Oh shit."
Yes, 100%. I think that Epic is actually doing something that's not bad at all. They did something at the first 2 weeks or whatever, again, first, like, 2 games. I didn't like that. That was shady. That was just shitty business practice.
Yeah.
But ever since then, they're offering free games. You can't complain about it. Their store is getting better.
The store
It's
is
gonna
still a
take
bit of a
time.
pain in the ass to get to find shit.
When Steam started, it was just the server for Counter-Strike. Like, that was it. It was just that's all you could do, and then
Yeah.
one person was like, "Hey, can I sell your game there?"
The
Like, the fact that yeah, I don't know.
the only thing that people say is like a potential reason is like Tencent apparently has a vested interest in Epic, but Tim Sweeney and like Epic Games have said straight up like they have no part in this in our storefront. And then there's just
Yeah.
the thing of like, well, you got to worry about like they might be spying on stuff or they may be hacking it. I'm like, that's every place. Like Sony had a massive hacking like a few years back.
Everybody has had it. Everybody.
So really, it's
Right.
like really at this point, like any complaining now just comes down to I don't like having to have to make a different store. I don't want to install another store on my computer for no money.
Which is stupid. Like, I play my PC on my TV and it launches Steam in big picture mode. So I turn on the TV, I press a button on my controller, the computer's on, and I'm already good to go like it's a console.
But realistically,
load
like
up-
most people would still play a PC just with a monitor like anybody else. So like
Exactly.
really, what
I'm
does it
like-
affect?
Yeah, I'm like 5%. And honestly, normally I have a desk and the computer goes to both. So I can sit at the desk and play PC gaming or turn it on the TV and do more console gaming if it's like loading up Metal Gear.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't use Epic right now because it doesn't make sense for my setup, but I'm not angry. It's like, if I really wanted it, I could grab my mouse and do it and not complain.
I mean,
If I
we all
don't,
I think we all technically have
Just connect
GTA
your
5
PC
now.
to the TV.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I already,
once we're done Left 4 Dead, no, sorry, no, it is Left 4 Dead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Once
I
we're
mean,
done
no,
Left
it's
4
not.
Dead,
It's Left 4
I
Dead
would
2.
like-
Get it right, sir.
Okay, I was wrong. Left 4 Dead 2. I
Come
want
on,
to
Coach.
transition into. I would like to see how I've heard the co-op mode, online mode for Grand Theft Auto 5 is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna
There's no
have to clean out some hard drive space to make sure I got enough room for that one. Fuck.
that is a big
Uh,
install. It's like 100 gigs.
Okay, you guys can continue. I will be back. Yes, Adams. Cross off the bingo
Yep.
card.
Somebody's at least
Oh,
got a
there we
bingo somewhere.
Yes.
There we
In fact, a full card, not just an X, not just.
Well,
a
I don't
line,
think we're full card
not
yet. But
just the.
you might be
No,
like an
we're getting
X or like a full border, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh,
I haven't heard the clinking of your metal straw yet, so
I mean, if anything, we might have got an L.
yeah. But yeah, so I don't load up the Epic Store because it doesn't make sense to do that on my TV. But then in that case, it's like, hey, if I don't want to load up that launcher and want to do it on Steam, then I'm going to have to buy Grand Theft Auto 5 on Steam. And I understand that. And anybody who goes on Epic, I think, is a genius. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. It just makes sense. There's nothing to complain about.
Because again, it's like it's just another place. Like it's not costing you
Yeah.
anything. You're not paying a monthly fee. You're not doing anything. It's just if you're
It's another launch.
really just mad because it's the company that makes Fortnite. I keep wanting to remind people, Fortnite's keeping the kids out of our games.
Yes.
Please remember
Yes.
that.
And that money is fueling things like Unreal Engine 5. Where do you think they get this
Not to
money?
mention, like how many studios in the same vein. Like I really got like sad that Nintendo took Bayonetta away, but Bayonetta 2 never would have happened. Bayonetta 3
Exactly.
would never have had. Like these games don't happen if somebody doesn't throw the money for it. And in Epic's case, they're helping a lot of developers have a much easier run of getting their games out.
100%.
Not to mention like
all
what they did with Unreal Engine 4 now, where you don't pay a thing until you make $1 million off it.
Yeah, and that's another thing I think that Epic is amazing with, because developing a game, a lot of indie developers can't make a decent looking game without making an engine for it. And making your own game engine is really hard, or it probably takes a lot of money or a lot of time. And to be able to use Unreal Engine for free until you make $1 million, that is the exact way that everyone should be doing it.
Because it
The
gives
little guy
people a
gets paid
chance
more.
to go and try something.
Yes,
Exactly.
100%, which is the complete opposite of exactly what Steam and PlayStation and Xbox and everybody else is fucking doing right now. So I applaud Epic for all of their business practices right now. I think they're fantastic. I personally don't use it because also Epic is helping me out when a new game comes out and it's like, it's not going to be on Steam for 6 months. It's like fucking perfect. That means it'll be a little bit cheaper and I can work on my backlog.
So what
Jesus.
you're saying is Epic is totally phenomenal.
I mean, the
couldn't have
storefront
just
isn't
said that.
totally phenomenal, but they're
No, it's
they're okay. Someday
They
they
just
might
added-
be huge. They might be huge, okay? But you know, we know for sure that Epic Games has nothing to do with China. Believe me, I know. I asked. I went to China and I said, "You better not be touching Epic Games Store because it is a totally phenomenal storefront. You stay away from it, China. Don't be like Crooked Hillary. Stay away from China."
Dude, I'm
well, I
telling
mean,
you, when,
Tencent
when,
is a part
when
of it,
we
so a little China's in there.
when Adam Trump returns and he hears this shit, he's gonna fucking sue you for everything you got.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think
well,
you
he's
can
not going to get
copyright
much then.
He's
can't
gonna
trace
sue you for all $100 that you have.
That's adorable. You think I have that much?
Oh, he better not go after the figurines.
Oh, if he goes after the figurines, I'll fucking kill him.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, Adam is CS Radical is gonna get executed for assassination of our fake president.
Treason.
Yes,
He tried to steal my anime waifus. That is well within my right.
I think it actually. Wait, I'm pretty sure by law, Adam is right.
No, yeah, Adam has a point. Definitely.
Yeah.
I never mind. Actually, friends, no, Adam is safe and sound. He's good.
Okay,
He's good.
good. I was worried for a bit, but I'm glad that we all came to the same conclusion.
He's not just good. He's totally phenomenal.
Goddamn right I am. So last thing on the docket here, we were gonna do a little bit more, but we're already at an hour and a half, so we're not gonna fucking do that. Well,
Yeah.
I think it'll be close to an hour and a half. Whatever. I'm fucking rambling. So, the other thing that kind of drove me nuts, and again, it's a very little thing in the grand scheme of things, but it's just one of those things where it's like, when there's not a lot of news, and by the way, next week may literally be the PS5 reveal, so we may be doing that instead of our show next week. So just that might be interesting.
Ooh. Could be console, could just be games. Either way, I'm fucking excited.
I think it's probably gonna be both if that's the case, but that's just speculation. But
I hope it's both. That's the perfect storm right there.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
When we talk about
what?
how like quiet some days get, you really accentuate the things that are just so small. And the Saints Row, the third remaster, has been called nothing short of a technological phenomenon for how much work was put into this thing for something that honestly didn't need it. You know, there's specifically the one that I always point to right now is if you go to Digital Foundry on YouTube, their video on that, they straight up say several times they're astonished that this much work got put into a remaster because it almost looks like a remake.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks phenomenal. Like I was gonna say, fucking phenomenal. I fucking hate you guys.
Just say
It looks great. It looks fucking great. Like it looks beautiful.
And it's just like compared to Mafia 2, which apparently on consoles can't even keep up frame rate in 30. They can't even keep 30 on consoles. Apparently, it's that bad.
Ooh.
So to go from one or the other, and people and the thing that bugged me the most was the reviews, because I think that most of the people that played these games, or sorry, I should do this in quotations, played this game,
Quote unquote.
either really never played the first game, or played the original, I should say, or they didn't even play the game and just went, well, I remember what the game looked like then, so I'll just assume it was just a basic remaster. Because the wordage that I saw on a lot of reviews, and the one that I went to as the easy punching bag, because IGN is always the easy review punch bag,
Yeah.
is that they said that it was just a very mediocre remaster, to which I said, what the fuck did you look at?
Yeah.
Like, just look at the character models between the original and the remaster alone.
They were a huge improvement.
Like, holy shit.
Huge. Like, and I'm actually one of the few people that are lucky that I've never actually played Saints Row 3. So when I finally do,
You're
I'm
getting
gonna
a
get to
great
experience it for
version.
the first time. Yeah. And not only that, I don't think it was the same developers. I think they outsourced
Yeah, they outsourced
it. They got this to run on the Switch apparently just as nice. Not as like a PS4 nice or Xbox nice.
Yeah,
but
and I mean, it's
like
iffy on other things.
any
Like,
frame rate.
on PC, perfect 60. On Xbox One X, perfect 60. On PS4 Pro, it dips maybe to 50. And then on consoles, if you uncap it, it can hit like 40, 45.
Yeah. And I think it's something like it's a steady 45 on Switch. Like, I think it's something where they kept it. But the fact that this game, like, they were not only able to get it to run, but to get it to run on all of these different things with actual steady frame rates and look the way it does. Like,
I want this company to either
fantastic.
actually make their own games or like get signed by like say Sony or somebody very specifically to work on big games, getting those redone. Because man, if that's what they can do with a game, can you imagine what they could do with like older games?
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, this is the kind of people that I would want to remaster and port older games. Like 100%.
Like, did you guys did you guys get a chance to see the one video I shared with you? The top forgotten PS2 games?
Probably not. But if that was for a Facebook group, I never check Facebook anymore. So
no, I definitely watched it.
Okay, so there was one for Onimusha, and I don't know why that.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Onimusha has come back. They recently did something on PS4.
It was like a sequel or something, though.
No,
right?
I think it was like just a remaster, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Let me double check here. Thank God I have a keep. Yeah, they remastered the original. It's called Onimusha Warlords. So they remastered the original last year.
That's the original game, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
there you go.
like if they were to reboot Onimusha the way they did Saints Row 3, like that would be fucking amazing.
I mean, we got to keep in mind too that like they basically just remastered a game that was last generation. So you would probably be more sticking to PS3 360. Yeah. But even then, like there's still a lot of good. Like, can you imagine? Like, here's the thing, because it's apparently they might be making new games for it, like Perfect Dark. You could do like a Perfect Dark 0, which was like first game coming out on 360, and do that.
Yeah.
You could do
a lot of
like just.
There's a lot of rumors about Perfect Dark becoming about Perfect Dark getting remade.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are pushing for it.
I mean, as they should. It's a fucking great game. It's a shame that the 360 reboot just sucked. I didn't hear good things about that.
But Xbox Series X, maybe that'll be a launch title. Who knows?
I mean, if they go back to the way that it was, because they try to make it into a prequel, and the problem is that they made Joanna Dark into like a teenage hipster girl, so it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
Well, it's with Perfect Dark. I hear it was like GoldenEye, but like 10 times better. Like
it was GoldenEye with a lot more improvements and actually like a pretty cohesive story too.
Yeah, and an original story, which was nice too.
GoldenEye was a little bit of an anomaly back then, that it was one of the first games that actually had like 4-player co-op.
Oh, it basically like created all the things that we just assume we get now.
Yeah,
that was a Trailblazer game, and the thing is, a lot of Trailblazer games in the long run don't end up looking as good, but they kickstart everything, right?
Yeah, but they say that GoldenEye started it, but Halo perfected it.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
With Perfect Dark, it was like, had it come out earlier, we would have been talking about Perfect Dark in the same.
Well, I think it was made by the same people.
Yeah, we would have been talking about Perfect Dark with higher esteem, and in the same esteem as we were talking about GoldenEye, because just the way the game itself was, Perfect Dark was a better product and quality than GoldenEye was. Because frankly, I think GoldenEye is the most overrated game imaginable.
Well, then that's bullshit.
Yeah, that
Pardon?
game is fantastic.
No, but like it has not aged well.
That's not overrated though.
Yeah, it's just every game on the N64 and PS1, like 87% of them like look like shit now.
Like just most of them control like shit now. Just because that.
And the controllers,
Also keep in mind
God.
what controller that thing was on. That thing is
Yeah.
aged poorly.
It's for a 3-handed alien that never existed.
No, but I mean, I know what you're saying, but it's just like the view with PlayStation when the eventual DualShock came out. You had one controller for movement and one controller for camera angle.
I understand that, but why is it overrated? Like overrated means
Yeah.
that it didn't deserve to be a 10 at the time. No, it deserved to be a 10 at the time. It just hasn't aged.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think that game was that great, and that's just maybe my opinion.
Oh,
in
you
general.
were. This is when I wish we had fans because you would get shit on so hard.
Yeah, you would be the comments on this video. Oh.
All right, Chris, you and I need to make a bunch of fake accounts and just like badger the shit out of our YouTube thread.
GoldenEye is the greatest game ever made.
What about Madden?
Oh, good.
We
God.
already did the free space. But yeah, no, like going all the way back because we went, of course, on a segue. What a surprise!
That never happens.
No, it never does. That's probably the whole bingo card now that I think about it. It just drove me crazy to watch people just clearly seem like they didn't actually. Because here's the problem. I don't know if it's because they just don't care about the game and they were just trying to do a quick review just to put something out into the ether, or if they think that every remaster has to be a remake.
Yeah, and so you said it was IGN, right?
Well, that was one of many, but IGN's just the one that I like taking shots at because everybody loves taking shots at IGN. That's like a rite of passage.
Well, oddly enough, another article from IGN came up today, which totally fits in with this. So there's the remaster of Xenoblade. Or is it Xenoblade? No.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yes, Xenoblade Chronicles on Switch. So that's coming out in a couple days. And IGN posted their review, and they gave it 8 out of 10. In their review, they also posted the scoring and a brief snippet of the review of the original game on the Wii. And the original game got a 9. So then I looked at the summary of why it got 8, and it said, this is the original game given a great graphical overhaul, a lot of quality of life improvements, and an extra epilogue added on top of it.
So by logic,
However,
it would be a 9 or more.
Yeah, like if the original game's a 9 and they didn't take anything away or break anything, and in fact improved on it and made it modern console, 1080p or whatever the hell it is now compared to the Wii, why would it be less? And their reasoning was that we wanted more from the remaster.
That's the problem.
Which isn't a remaster. That's a remake.
It's not meant to be anything more. It's meant to make it prettier. It's meant to just do small stuff so that it runs better. That's really what a remaster is supposed to be. It's just something that is either a little bit more improved graphically, or they've just made a bunch of tweaks that just make things like run better at a better, higher frame rate. That's what a remaster is.
If you take a Sega Genesis game and you change it so that it works on a 4K TV now and it's widescreen, still looks almost the same, but it just works on modern day consoles and works on modern day TVs, which originally wouldn't have worked. It would be too blurry. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's a remaster.
Like, I think everybody just assumes now that Final Fantasy VII Remake came out that that's what every remaster has to be. And it's like, you're fucking high.
That's
People don't understand the difference between remaster and remake. I think a remaster is going from the previous generation to the current generation, where a remake
is 2 generations or more.
Yeah, maybe 2 generations or more.
It would definitely be 2 generations or more at this point for sure. Like
no,
actually, well, no, because you know what? They did the Final Fantasy X and X-2 remaster, and it was fine.
What was X-2?
That was 2 generations. That was PS2.
That was 2 generations. Was the Last of Us remaster or remake?
So Final Fantasy X, did X-2 come? What system did X-2 come
Same
out
thing.
on?
Both were PS2.
They were both PS2.
PS2. Okay, so that is a remaster.
I mean, they could have done it as a remake, but that's too big a game to take on as a remake. That's why it took Final Fantasy VII Remake so long, is because it's such a fucking big game.
Resident Evil 2, the PS4 era remake, that was a full-out remake because
Yeah.
they completely changed the game.
Like there are
It's a whole
PS2
new
games that
game.
you could actually remake and do in full. Like you could just completely make you could take the original Sly Cooper game, for example, and just completely overhaul it, do a completely different set of systems, make it more like Uncharted like and do all this extra, give it a complete graphic overhaul. Like there's definitely that. But if we're definitely talking like for sure remake, we're talking PlayStation N64.
Yeah.
Like that.
Because
far
if you
back.
do a remaster, you're just taking the code and you're just updating it for modern consoles where you update the resolution
God.
and stuff like that. You're not
A-
actually changing the game.
A Resident Evil 2 original remaster would have been painful. It would have been like polished, polygonal.
I mean, we saw what happened with
Whose
Resident
car was
Evil
that?
with the Resident Evil remake that came for GameCube, and then I think they did it over again, and it still just didn't translate well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like even like
No, I actually I heard that remake from PlayStation to GameCube was actually really good
I mean, it still controls like shit because it's
For-
still using the original
Yeah.
controls.
still the tank control.
for its time.
Yeah, for its time. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't do, if they were doing 2 and 3, I'm surprised they didn't go back and do 1 in the same style because it seemed like it would have worked nicely.
I think 1 is gonna come out in the next
After
2
4.
That would be
years or
very
so.
strange though, because when you think about it, now they're doing 4, it's like, man, how do you do 3 games and then finally be like, let's go back to the old one? It seems kind of
Oh,
weird.
you know,
Happens all the time and I hate it. It's like Final Fantasy.
because a lot of fanboys like myself are idiots, and they'll be like, "Yes, Resident Evil is getting remade again."
You heard it here first. Vish is an idiot.
Yep.
I admit it.
But you know what? It kind of go like I was originally not going to do our big topic at the end of the show because we were running long. But since we've been talking about remakes and remasters, I might as well just ask this question: do you guys think it's actually a good thing that as of late we've been doing just a lot of piggybacking on old hardware, like just going back and doing a lot of remakes and remasters? Because I'm kind of getting to the point personally where I'm kind of tired of seeing just shiny new versions of stuff. I'd like to see some new shit.
Well, it depends. If it's just a remaster, I think a lot of remasters are unnecessary. Like The Last of Us going from PS3 to PS4, or the Nathan Drake collection. I think remasters are pointless. Where remakes, I'm actually appreciating them.
I definitely don't have a problem with it, but I think it's just a point that I think developers are going way too far into it. Like they're not actually doing anything else. They're just concentrating on nostalgia. And it's like, yeah, that's all cool and all, but at some point we need to create new stuff so we can have nostalgia again 10, 15 years from now.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. Because, for example, like with the Resident Evil 3 remake that Chris and I split on, I went on that basically a week after it got released, and I loved it, absolutely loved it, despite the fact that it was extremely short.
As the
And
original was.
no, the original was
Apparently they took some out of it. Like they took
yeah.
some story out of
Right.
the original game and removed it.
Yeah, and it wasn't at the point that it was too noticeable for myself because it's been basically 20 years since I played the original game.
Yeah, I wouldn't even notice because I never even
Yeah.
finished it.
But what they added to it was incredible. So I understand Adam's point of view as well.
I'm curious. I'm actually looking it up right now. So this is howlongtobeat.com, and so the average time for people. The average time for the main story of Resident Evil 3 is 6.5 hours. The remake, 6 hours. That's the average.
So they took out about
half an hour.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Okay, here's the thing.
Not to mention the thing looks fucking good and looks so much better in control.
Dude, I'm telling you, the game itself is great. Like if you just don't buy it for full price.
If that's the argument, that's a fair argument. That's why I don't buy a lot of games full price because most of them aren't worth it.
Yeah.
Unless you're a diehard fan, then if you buy it full price, that makes sense.
Well, and here's the other thing
don't
too.
wanna
If you
wait.
have
wanna
the
pay
money,
your
like
grab it
that's
now.
the other thing too, right? If you have the money to go for it, yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. For people like me who live very much paycheck to paycheck, like I have to be very aware of how much I'm spending. So like anything full price, it better be fucking good. Cyberpunk is that kind of good to me. That's worth the risk.
Yeah.
And technically, I got it on discount on Amazon because they did the pre-order thing where they give you 20% off or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's
okay.
So remasters I think are pointless because you're just playing a game you're putting the phrase I would say putting lipstick on a pig.
I wouldn't say they're useless. My problem just has to do with the fact that I think we're getting a little bit getting too much of an overload of it. I think too many people are doing it. We're not concentrating on making stuff. We're just taking old stuff and just painting it nicely.
This was the thing that I'm noticing now about the I think it's a little bit of a related topic. The Snyder Cut being released for Justice League. What's happening now is a lot of people are like, release a 4-hour version of Revenge of the Sith. Release this extended version. Release this.
Well, but we know the Snyder Cut for Justice League is because Justice League was a piece of shit. So they're just trying to see if there's another version of it that might make it better.
Well, it's just like, wow, you guys opened the floodgates. Everyone's asking for, because the guy who made Fantastic Four in 2015 said, no, I'm not going to do a director's cut, which is fine.
Because that's really what the Snyder's Cut is a director's cut, which is a pretty common thing, actually.
That's always, this isn't a new thing. This has been around forever.
That's why it drove me nuts when the articles came out being people like, you better not do, the Snyder Cut's going to open up a door that's just not going to be good in the long run. I'm like, how?
No, they have a point, because now everyone's asking for a director's cut of fucking everything.
Well, then you as a company can just tell them to fuck off. You have the control.
I have Blade Runner director's cut, and that's from like 1982. Like, it is old, and it's the director's cut.
Like, by the way, because here's the thing: what are we opening the floodgates to? Listening to fans?
Yeah,
that's a horrible floodgate.
Something we should definitely do. Game companies do it, I think, the most.
Yeah, EA was like, floodgates? Pfft, no, we're keeping that damn lock down.
Well, Madden is phenomenal on its own, so they don't need to change a fucking thing.
Under what fucking inebriation?
Anywho, so my take on the whole remaster and remake thing, I agree with both of you and disagree with both of you. So I think remasters and remakes, both of them are fantastic. However, I also don't want them to take away from the new stuff. I think they definitely belong in today's gaming world, because when it comes to remasters, take like the Final Fantasies. I mean, I want a good remaster. I don't want some of the shit they put out, like the fucking mobile versions of Final Fantasy V and Civ.
Oh.
But some old games, like, I don't have a fucking Super Nintendo anymore, and for them to re-release it just as a remaster, so it's like, hey, here's the game you love. It's 25 years old. We know you can't really play it on a modern system. We've updated it for a modern system so you can have it again and play it again. And I think that's fantastic with achievements.
But what's the price you're willing to pay for those remakes, though?
Well, it depends on the game. Like the Final Fantasy remakes are like $20. Like those, for still a game I'm going to put 45 hours into, even though they haven't updated the graphics exponentially, but now it's, available for me on a modern system and actually works on a giant TV. Unlike if you plug a Super Nintendo in a giant TV, I'm telling you right now, it looks not great. It's not a great thing to do.
I actually find that a vintage system like NES, SNES doesn't look terrible on a...
No, the SNES
because you haven't
like
done with the original system. The original system doesn't have HDMI. It's got those AV jacks and inputs at 140p or something like that. Our TVs are 2160p. So those pixels actually look like utter garbage. So when you get
I remember one time, like when I was in third year college, I had a really rough day at school, so I came home and played Super Mario 3 on my HD TV, and it was 720p. Maybe it wasn't that big of a saturation, but I played my NES on that TV. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, but that was a 720p. Try 2160p, which is our TVs now.
Yeah, it would not look
It's
good
going
at
to
all.
look... Either it's going to be like a really small image in the center of the TV, or it's going to be blown up and look very blurry. Like, they don't run. That's why the NES Classic and Super Nintendo Classic and all these classics coming out, they have an HDMI input, and they've been fixed to actually work on modern TVs. It's just about fixing the hardware that they run on. It's not the games themselves.
Yeah.
It's just how they're output.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I think like remasters, like having the Super Nintendo online service or whatever on Switch, like having all these Super Nintendo games available, even though they're not remasters, they've just been fixed where they have now online, so you can do 2-player online instead of just sitting on the couch together, and it works on a modern TV. Even just that as a quote unquote remaster is to me fantastic. Like on Switch and Steam, I have like the old RPGs from like PlayStation 1, which have been fixed to work on modern TVs and stuff. And I think those are fantastic, and they're great to re-release, a history of games that normally you wouldn't be able to get to. And when it comes to remakes, I think like you take Final Fantasy VII, you take fucking the 2 Resident Evils, you take those. Like, I think again, it lets you revisit a game from your childhood, and it's in this new, like, it's what you pictured it probably looked like when you were a kid. However, if even one new idea or IP doesn't get made because everybody's focused on these remakes or remasters.
Yeah, like what do we do if Horizon doesn't happen?
Yeah, exactly. Without your Horizons, without your new Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us 2 that's coming out, like all of these new games, without those, that's what is going to be, as Adam, you said, I think you said it perfectly, that's going to be our new nostalgia. Because
like
I'm not going to have
that's my worry about the
PS5
PS5 reveal, is that it's going to be a lot of sequels. That's my worry. Like I don't want to see, like let's say they show, like, just as a random number, if they say let's show 15 like major games, maybe it's more like 25 because they'll have their big indie thing, but let's just say 15 like AAA games. If 14 of them are not new IP, that's fucking bad.
Yeah, that's
bare
not
minimum
okay.
10 tops, like at least a third of all new games on this thing should be advertised as new IP.
100%. And if you think about it, I know we all shit on something like Fortnite, but right now Fortnite is for kids. Like the major audience on Fortnite is kids. And when they're doing their podcasts 20 years from now, like us, they're going to be talking about Fortnite.
Fortnite is their Super Mario.
It's their Super Mario. It's their Chrono Trigger. It's their Sonic the Hedgehog. And without those new IPs and those new experiences, they're not going to be like, oh, do you remember that Chrono Trigger remaster that was released on Steam? Oh, that was my childhood.
Hell, like even if you want to go 10 years back, like there are people that are just hitting like their 20s now that are going to be talking about Mass Effect, that are going to be talking about Uncharted, right?
Yeah, Uncharted, Knights of the Old Republic.
So that's my only worry with the current system of so many remakes and remasters, is that my fear is that it's been so oversaturated that we're going to be not leaving as much room for another wave like we just have been going through in the last few consoles.
And that's exactly where my mind is. Like, do not stop making the new IPs, new games. Still make some sequels, obviously, like a Spider-Man 2. I want that. But like, make these new IPs, make them all that. Do not take any of them away. Take all this money, make another team that just focus on remasters, and put them as a side thing.
Well, yeah. Now that we've seen this team that did the Saints Row remaster, it's like shit. Like, just hire a team and just go. Let them do it. Because obviously, Volition trusted this company enough to just be like, here's everything. Here's all that you need. Just pretty it.
Yeah, and that's perfect because all these smaller teams, like the Saints Row 3 remaster team, they're probably not developed enough to make their own game yet. So they only have the options of piggybacking on others. And if they are going to make all these amazing remasters, it gets them the experience, gets the money, and like it gives us these remasters while the main developers can focus on new games.
Yeah, because at this point, Volition is now making Saints Row 5 because of this. They're not halting production of anything to make this remaster.
Exactly. It's just like, imagine like if Witcher 3 going on Switch, they had to actually stop Cyberpunk 2077 to do that.
Oh, I'm already mad enough that I'm waiting a couple extra months. Can you imagine it being like another year or two?
Yeah, I would not be okay with that. I would say release Witcher 3 later or hire another team, which is honestly what they did. It was a whole other porting team, just like they did with Saint Row 3, which is the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword, really.
Yeah.
There's the good and the bad beyond.
I think the other thing too is I think remasters get horribly overpriced as well. Like the Saints Row remaster is $53.50 for us here in Canada, which is a lot for a remaster. Now, I didn't plan on buying it to begin with right away anyway, and now I'm kind of sad because I wanted to get a day one to support these guys because they did do a great job, but I'm not $50 happy enough to do that.
No. I don't even
if it goes for $30, like so let's say in a couple months they go like say 30-40% off, I'd probably get it then.
Yeah, why can't it be $39.99 and then, we can pick it up on sale when it's $29? That I'm sure all of that money supports developers like a lot more than zero, obviously,
Yeah.
when we're not buying it at all, because there's no way the game's worth 60.
But it's like we were saying too, it is a nostalgia thing, so of course they figure they can put a price on it. So
Yes.
That's basically that's what Nintendo lives off of is nostalgia.
yeah, no shit.
Oh, yeah,
Fuck you,
100%.
Nintendo.
Except Breath of the Wild, I love you.
That's just the
Where's Nintendo's streaming thing? I want to have that on PC, you fucking pricks.
that would be
happen.
holy shit.
But right now, Nintendo's not going to stop making systems because it looks like Dell is creating their own Steam type Switch system.
Oh, Alienware with them. Yeah.
Fuck Dell.
I mean, it's a prototype, and when that comes out, who the hell knows when?
Hey, your next laptop is most likely going to be a
yeah.
Dell,
That's the part. That's the part that sucks because if I don't have the money to get another Origin computer because I can't afford. I can't afford the full price at that thing. I can probably finance it here in Canada, but fuck shit. So and of course the only real gaming town if I want to actually get like a real good custom made one is of course Alienware. So I'm like fuck.
Hey man, I will help you build a PC when this pandemic is over. I have built.
He won't do it. He'll just buy it. He'll buy it and finance it.
I don't trust myself doing it myself.
I'll do it. You can just make me. You can just pour me beer.
Well, why would I pour you beer? I would just get you Guinness.
You would have to pour it.
That's why I love you.
Well, shit, I think I found my solution, guys. All right, 6 months from now, I'm getting a gaming PC, and I'm just going to have to get a 6-pack of Guinness for Chris, and we're good.
I mean, I can build it pretty quick, so 3 cans will probably do it.
Well, no, 6-pack, so you get the 3 cans for building it, and then the 3 we celebrate.
Hell yeah. And usually when you get the 6, you get a free glass. You can keep
Chris is going to whore himself out for Guinness in installments.
That sounds about right.
Would this be the first time?
No, it would not.
No, definitely.
The amount of whoring for Guinness.
I'm sure your fiance has whored you. You've whored yourself out to your fiance.
I'm amazed Chris doesn't have like a Guinness logo tattoo on him.
I'm just gonna write something down real quick for an idea for later.
Guinness tattoos.
Yeah, it would have to be the harp.
Ooh, I'm at it logo with the harp.
Wait, Chris.
Yeah.
What if you got a Guinness harp, but Edward from Final Fantasy IV playing it?
Oh, my Spoony Bard. That's a fantastic fucking idea. Wait, Sonic the Hedgehog drinking a pint of Guinness. I don't know. There's so many.
Gotta drink fast.
Dude.
Drink fast.
Sonic would be. You would have to get like a blurred tattoo with Sonic drinking like multiple Guinnesses at a time.
Oh my god, yeah, he's
he wouldn't just stop at one. It'd be like 15 at a time or something.
Because his metabolism has to be
fast
crazy.
The speed of light, Sonic the brr.
Too fast for the naked.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Guinness the Hedgehog.
You guys,
this podcast is not sponsored by Guinness, by the way, as much as we wish.
Oh my god. I will whore myself out as much needed. I will do whatever you guys want. Guinness, if you're listening, I'll do anything.
Oh my god. So the other day I was thinking of that one South Park episode where it was the recorder concert.
Oh yeah.
Where they went and Mr. Garrison felt neglected because his dad never molested.
Okay, what? Why?
What does this have to do with Sonic or Guinness?
I don't know.
Was already a tangent.
I was just thinking about that episode the other day, and I was laughing.
So you heard it here first. Vishal's thinking about molestation.
Pardon?
You're thinking about molestation.
No, I was just doing
Nope. That's exactly what you said. Nope.
Wrong it was, and how fucked up.
I'm gonna cut this episode to make it sound like that's exactly what you said.
Please don't.
Vishal, thank you for. I would just like to say thank you, Vishal, for being so honest with us and opening up to us at this time of need.
God, I'm talking about Mr. Garrison not being molested by his father.
Nope. We understand what the signs are, Vish. This is an intervention.
Oh, good God! No.
We need to sit you down. We need to tell you that you have a serious problem. You've been saying Madden way too many times on this podcast.
Vishal, I'd like to say you're very brave.
Madden. Oh my God! I was making fun of EA games on my website, and Adam Trump commented, he's like, "How could you? Vishal's voluptuous, vain views. Madden is great. Madden is phenomenal."
We're getting to the point now that he's been missing from the podcast so long. We're gonna have our own nostalgic audience that's like, "Who's he?"
Oh, I miss Trump.
Yeah,
Or
he's got
Adam.
when he returns, it'll be like that will be we should call it the VCR Remaster featuring Adam Trump's return.
That's adorable. You think any of us are gonna remember that?
Hang
We
on,
will.
just write something
It'll
down.
be totally phenomenal. It'll be huge.
Well, speaking of huge, this podcast is just about hit 2 hours, so I think it's about time we shut this fucker off.
Alrighty.
So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking us out. And by check us out, I mean suffering through, just like any other show that we do. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously like the video, share with all your friends, and comment below. Not to mention subscribe to the channel for more content. We are slowly working on bonus episodes, though I will admit that we are kind of keeping them in the safe, so to speak, because obviously, you know, we would like to keep stuff when there's actually people to listen to it, because we're still working on that.
We want to make sure our fan enjoys it.
Yeah, you know.
And if you comment, please tell Vishal he's very brave for opening up to us today.
Exactly.
He was very
Thanks. This better not get edited that way.
No, that's too much fucking
Vishal,
work for
we
me.
won't edit out your truth. We won't edit it out. We know it was important.
It's about Mr. Garrison, okay? Mr. Garrison's a really fucked
Mr.
up
Garrison
man.
is like a dog whistle for you, so that's exactly what's going on.
What the fuck?
So, if you're also listening to this on an audio platform, obviously give us a 5-star rating if you can, and of course share that with all your friends as well. Obviously, there are other forms of audio services that we have this on. If you're not listening through this through our Anchor page, we also are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts, many others. I'm still working on Stitcher. Stitcher's just not answering me, so I get the feeling we're not ever getting on them.
I mean, yeah, after all the episodes we've done, I feel like they're ignoring us.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't want to go out with us.
Yeah, well, you know, Stitcher, more like Bitcher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's going to do it for this thing. So thank you so much for checking us out on the show, and we will see you hopefully next week when we actually get to do a live, well, it won't be live, but like an actual reveal, like us actually watching the reveal for the first time.
Yeah, and it's going to be good.
That'll be the challenge, though. If it's at I hope to God that if they do it, it's at 4:00 or something, so at least I don't have to worry about spending all my entire day at work trying to avoid all social media.
Here's what I'm thinking. I hope it's at 6 a.m. and we all wake up.
That's no, please no.
I don't
Actually, you know
wake
what?
up-
Given what Sony usually does when it comes to their E3 time slots, it might actually be late at night.
It's going to be late at night. 100%.
It might be 6,
They're
7
all-
o'clock.
Yeah. Or their state of plays have all been at 4 o'clock so far, so it's probably at 4.
Yeah, it's either going to be late afternoon or in the evening, but you know, we'll see obviously as it goes, because it isn't official. It isn't officially the 3rd of June. It's pretty much been hinted by journalists that that's what's going on. But yeah,
Which I'm okay with.
that'd be pretty cool for us too, because at least we don't have to worry about trying to remember all the shit and having to go back and rewatch it again.
Yes.
So, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking us out, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.
Later.
Night, boys. Night, everybody.